Stuck at 20 push-ups, you know the exact feeling. Your arms shake, triceps lock up, and eventually you hit the grass. Most people try to fix this plateau by doing 3 sets of 10 reps every morning. But stopping at a comfortable number tells your body it already has enough endurance to survive. The muscle fibers never receive the signal to adapt. To build extreme endurance, you have to stop counting fixed repetitions entirely. Your new metric for success is absolute muscular failure. We achieve this using a specific mechanical drop set known as the progressive failure ladder. Surpassing a physical plateau requires a mechanical shock to your central nervous system. Repeating the same comfortable sets keeps your body within its existing performance envelope. Step 1 requires an 18-inch elevation. Place your feet on an outdoor garden bench or a sturdy chair, and plant your hands on the ground for a decline push-up. This vector diagram shows exactly why we start here. By elevating your feet, you shift a significantly higher percentage of your body weight directly onto your upper pectorals and anterior deltoids, while those muscles are completely fresh. You will perform these decline reps until you reach absolute failure. That is the exact moment you lose the physical ability to push your body weight back up from the floor. You will know you are there when your muscles begin to tremor and your form physically breaks down on the ascent. Hitting this maximum load failure point first acts as the essential trigger. It forces your body to initiate an adaptation response to handle the sudden stress. Step 2 requires an immediate transition. The moment you fail on the decline, drop your feet to the flat ground. This line graph shows the metabolic stress inside your tissue. If you take a standard 60-second rest between sets, that stress drops. When you demand a strict zero-rest transition, that stress compounds. Now you must grind out standard, flat push-ups. You are using pre-exhausted muscle fibers, so the mechanical load will feel significantly heavier than normal. The intense burning sensation will try to convince you to quit. You have to push past that psychological barrier and continue until you reach a second distinct point of muscular failure. That seamless, zero-rest transition is the mechanism that builds the muscle endurance required for a high rep max. Step 3 flips the angle. Shift forward immediately, placing your hands on the bench and your feet on the grass for an incline push-up. As fatigue sets in here, your hips will naturally want to sag toward the ground. Actively squeeze your glutes and brace your abdominal wall to keep your spine in a straight alignment. For the 4th and final step, drop down to the grass for knee push-ups. Doing this requires total mental grit. You will rep these out until your upper body completely gives out. By emptying the tank entirely, their body is forced to recruit the remaining slow-twitch muscle fibers that often remain underutilized during standard workouts. Pushing through these final stages targets the central nervous system, training it to manage the fatigue of higher rep counts. Executing this level of physical intensity is useless if you do not pair it with strict programming to allow for tissue recovery. This calendar matrix maps out your protocol. You need to execute this 4-step failure ladder 2 to 3 times per day, but you are only doing this 3 to 4 days per week. Balancing this exertion with adequate recovery time is mandatory for consistent progress. If you apply this protocol consistently, a baseline of 20 reps can scale toward the 100 rep goal in roughly 8 to 12 weeks. Unplanned training leads to inconsistent results. This level of scheduled failure provides a structured way to increase your total volume week over week. Consistent application of the ladder yields visible physical transformations, such as increased vascularity and more pronounced chest density. This training requires you to prioritize the internal physiological signal of muscle failure over the external count of individual repetitions. Like this video and subscribe to the channel to see more advanced physiological blueprints. Following this failure-based system provides the specific stimulus required to reach the milestone of 100 unbroken push-ups. Physical limits are often just a reflection of your training methods. When you meet total failure head-on, those limits begin to move.